Oh, one last story today. So I wanted to be a super mom. Like, I thought, man, I'm going to put my heart and soul into this. And so even while I was 9 months pregnant, I, okay, so here's the story. I was 9 months pregnant and I got a flat tire. And it was on this backcountry road and somewhere in Idaho. And I was like, okay, awesome. This is going to be my best story ever. I am going to change a flat tire while I'm 9 months pregnant. Now, people are so nice and they're like pulling over and they're like, can we help you? Can we help you? And I'm like, no, keep driving. I'm going to do this. We're like, okay. so, so I bend down, I got the car jacked up and I was like being careful and good and making sure, you know, you minding my posture. And let's just say, as I'm like, I get out that thing that like unscrews the bolts, okay? And it's kind of like two beam, like it's, yeah. And I got it on there and I'm cranking it to get the bolt off. And it was a little bit harder than I thought. And I cranked it and cranked it and cranked it. And all of a sudden it popped off. And I was like, oh, shoot. And then I saw a police officer pull up behind me and I knew he wouldn't let me just make him go away. So I went to the one across from it and I quickly tried to get that bolt to unscrew as well. So I like, oh, with all my might. And all of a sudden it pops off. And I'm thinking, am I just too freaking strong? Like, what is this? And the police officer walks up and he's like, oh, yeah, somebody called me and said you're trying to change your tire. And I'm like, I was doing a good job, but the tire bolts have snapped off. And I showed him how I had wisely went to the one across from it and how they had both broken off. And he said, why don't you just get in your car and I'll figure it out. And I was like, obviously, I was kind of mean. I was like, obviously, I need you to call me a tow truck because this is now impossible because my tire bolts are broken. And he was like, just really quiet. Awkward silence while a police officer just makes no reaction and just stares at my tire. He then leaned forward and popped the decorative cover off of the tire that I had broken the bolts off of. So all was well. Story didn't turn out exactly as I had hoped, but I hope you got a chuckle of that one.